Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
Like the terrifying life form in the horror movie Alien, the invasive presence did not reveal itself till it was too late for its victims. Snaking through the foundations of a family home in the Hampshire town of Eastleigh, the fast-growing bamboo plant crept invisibly up throughout the cavity walls, the occupants oblivious as they slept at night that their heads were only inches from its spear-like and ever-thickening tendrils. Silently biding its time, this far from gentle green giant finally broke cover in the summer of 2019, one shoot punching through a plaster wall in the sitting room, and others thrusting up from behind skirting boards and into the study, hall and kitchen. By then, its thick, sinewy runners were already hundreds of feet long, and the only way to remove them was to break up the floor and remove internal walls, at a cost of around £100,000. Mercifully, the family's insurance company footed the bill, but they had to move out of their home for 6 months. Even today they are still too distressed to talk about an experience that's becoming alarmingly familiar, as Britons find themselves beset by a bamboo blight. Parallels with the Briton terrorized by the walking carnivorous plants dreamt up by John Wyndham in his novel, The Day of the Triffids might be overstating it. But bamboo is fast gaining a reputation for being as undesirable as Japanese knotweed, the invasive and rapacious garden menace, which has long been setting neighbor against neighbor as it damages properties, and necessitates thousands of pounds worth of costly repairs. The plant was notoriously reputed to have been used in bamboo torture in the Far East over a period of centuries. It was even rumored that prisoners taken by the Japanese in the Second World War would be tied above a live and sharp, young bamboo shoot that would then grow into their bodies and impale them. Some species can grow up to 1.5 inches every hour, and it would surely have proved an agonizing death. Even more shocking then, that it should have been welcomed to our shores by the vanilla garden makeover trio of Alan Titchmarsh, Tommy Walsh and Charlie Dimmock on BBC's Ground Force. It transpires the show, which ran from 1997 to 2005, isn't to blame solely for the ghastly vogue for wooden decking. It also played a key role in promoting this formidable enemy within our gardens. Back in the 90s and noughties, every second garden show on television was recommending that we plant it, says Emily Grant, Operations Director of Environet, the Surrey-based company called in to deal with the case in Eastleigh. It takes a while for it to take hold, and now we're seeing all those bamboos put in maybe 10 or 15 years ago maturing and starting to cause problems for homeowners up and down the country. Just 3 or 4 years ago, bamboo made up only 10% of inquiries to Environet. Now it's half. It's like Japanese knotweed 2.0, except that in some ways, bamboo is a lot worse, because it travels a lot further and a lot faster. While the garden makeover shows long extolled the virtues of bamboo as a natural and pretty way of screening your garden from neighbors, the problem is that the running varieties send out long underground roots, which can grow as much as 15 feet in one summer. They are also extremely strong and resilient. Both the largest and fastest growing grass in the world, bamboo withstands compression better than concrete, is 3 times stronger than timber and also has a greater tensile strength, resistance to being pulled apart, than steel. The Chinese use it in bridges, which can support 16-ton trucks, and it's also employed as scaffolding even in developed economies like those of Malaysia and Hong Kong. It's little wonder that it's almost impossible to eradicate from a garden without help from companies equipped with heavy-duty cutters, herbicides, and even diggers. And yet YouGov research commissioned by Environet shows that around 75% of us are ignorant of the damage it can do. The same research suggests that around 8% of people currently have bamboo in their garden, with around 2 million homes under potential threat from what Emily describes as a really opportunistic plant. The new shoots emerge quite forcefully, and they'll often cause problems where they'll come through things like decking, patios, driveways, block paving, and even in people's homes.